I'm having my day off, so I'll begin with a new series. And I'll spend quite some time on this series because once you understand the following that I'm about to teach now, you'll see through a lot of stuff swiftly. I talked about it before in a video I made in 2016 or early 2017, I think. It was a bit of an old video, and I have a supporter from Britain called Near Here. This is his YouTube name. Thanks, man, for checking me out and assisting me with my British English. But okay, Near Here requested me to make a series about that topic, and I'm doing it right now because indeed it's a very important one. Human beings that aren't born again, that means worldly people and unbelievers, they, in general, I don't say in the absolute sense, you may have some exceptions here and there, but in general, worldly people, I'm not called worldly people now, or common people, commoners, they have an aversion to life. Now you may say, Rashid, what are you talking about, aversion to life? If a building's on fire, people want to jump off the window, want to get out of the building. I don't talk about their survival instinct. Their bodily survival instinct works. If physical danger appears, the body goes into action. I'm not talking about that. That works for them. Well, most of the time, at least. But even that is often hijacked by their aversion to life. What is their aversion to life? Common people, they crave control. They don't want to go through anything, neither do they want to process anything. They just want things at ease all the time. That's what they want. How do we achieve everything at ease all the time? By controlling the environment and by controlling other people. Why? Because if you don't control other people, something may happen that you didn't want to happen. Now you have to put up with what happened and the consequence of what happened. And that is what common folks are afraid of. So, what do? They avoid life. Yes, they do. They avoid life. Instead, they look for a substitute. And that substitute is society. Society is a false alternative to life. Because there is no life in society. Society is the exclusion of life. Society is the exclusion of natural spontaneity. It's the exclusion of natural autonomy. Society is what commoners are craving after. They crave the validation and approval of society. They want to belong to society. Even when there's dysfunction in society, their hope is to reform society in such a way that they receive the benefits and not the costs. Common people have this cultish way of relating to one another. They develop this us versus them mentality. If you're like them and you reflect their expectations, you're one of them. You're considered family. If you have any difference, doesn't matter how minor it is, it can be the style of your hair. It can, for example, let's say everyone there has straight, smooth hair, and you have this woolly hair like I have. Or maybe it's the sound of your voice. Maybe your voice is a bit louder than everyone else. Doesn't matter. If you have sometimes even the tiniest difference, it doesn't even matter much in daily interaction. That alone can cause them to feel frightened of you. Because they need to process that there's something else in their own expectations. Commoners avoid life. They want recreation. That's why you have recreation parks, or you're called amusement parks. To amuse means you're not thinking. Okay? That's why you have festivals. All those attractions, and you have weekly attractions like the local pub or the local club. All those things are mechanisms to fill in the gap of them not being operative in life. When the Most High created mankind, male and female, He had appointed them to administer life on the earth. So we ought to be participants in life and to manage life and to rule in life. We don't control life, we manage life. And we are dominant in the earth realm. That is our purpose. But commoners don't want this because this requires responsibility. This requires taking risks, and our bodies are mortal at the moment. So they don't want any risk to their bodies, not even risk to their minds. So commoners are they're all about risk avoidance. They hold on to certain expectations, and everything that's a risk to those expectations they avoid. It's all risk avoidance. Have you ever wondered why some people remain in abusive marriages or in abusive relationships, even though it's obvious that the partner is not going to change? Even though it's obvious things are getting worse, it's because they have become familiar to the negativity. The negativity is known unto them. They know how to manipulate negativity. Even though negativity is so harmful, they can manipulate it. So they have this sense of control, and this sense of control they're after. So their own addiction to this sense of control keeps them trapped in danger. Why? Because to leave the abusive relationship means that you need to start all over again. It means you need to examine yourself. It means that you need to face life itself. And that's something commoners don't want. They don't want to face life. They want to control how you speak, how you think, how you move, how you sleep, how you eat, how you relate to the opposite sex, how you relate to yourself. They want to control everything about you so that to reflect their common expectations. The moment you don't reflect the common expectations, you're in danger. In the best case scenario, you're just shunned by them, and that's it. In the worst case scenario, you become the scapegoat and your life is in danger. That's how commoners are. They avoid life. They do. And in the quote-unquote postmodern world, you can see this all around you, at least in the industrialized world. People are in their phones all the time. I had this professor on Facebook, and not that much on Facebook anymore, but I had this professor I believe he's Jewish. He's from the United States. He has a doctorate in psychology. He's in his old age now, but he made a post on Facebook asking, I go around and see people looking in their phones. What are they looking at? He was asking the people on his Facebook, explain to him what people are looking at on their phones. This whole smartphone zombie phenomena is an expression of the cowardice commoners have. In previous times in history, that same cowardice was there, but it was just regulated in a different way. Today it's regulated through social media and through instant communication. And now this avoidance of life is seen openly. They're in their phones, so they don't want to bother with anything around them. They don't want to face life. They don't want to see what's around them, know what's there, know what's there. They just want to be distracted. They want to be left alone. They want to be relieved. They have aversion to life. They especially have aversion to eternal life. A lot of folks think that communists are afraid of death. And of course, they don't want to die. That's true. But what they are more afraid of, what they're more terrified of, is the idea they will live forever. They don't want that. Because now, in the temporal body, they are avoiding life. If they have immortal bodies, it means that they need to face life one way or the other. In this body, when they avoid life and they develop dysfunction and addiction, they know that one day they're going to die and it's going to be over. But if they are in immortal bodies and they are around all the time and they can't die anymore, that means that they will have to face their own avoidance and cowardice forever. They don't want to think about that. So secretly, they love death. Secretly, they love darkness. Secretly, they love negativity. Not love in the sense that they are fond of it, absolutely not, but they love in the sense that when it comes down to it, they all hold on to that. What they did at Christ's trial, they chose Barabbas above Christ, they chose a thief above the Savior. The same thing commoners are doing daily. Haven't you noticed that when there is a tyrant oppressing a nation, almost everyone knows he's oppressing the nation? They know there's a select few people that are sellouts, but still almost nobody comes together to figure a way to get rid of a tyrant and to restructure that community. Because that would require work, that would require that people have to face themselves. Then you also need to give an account to why they put up with that tyrant to begin with, for all those years. Common folks want to face life. They don't. I'll make more videos about this. It's just an intro. In the following videos, I'll give examples of how this cowardice is seen in people. Or better said, I'm going to give examples in parables how this cowardice of not wanting to face life is expressed in common people. It's not expressed through everyone in the same way. Some are introverts, some are extroverts, some are traditional minded, others are more conservative, some are liberal. So there are differences how it's expressed. But nevertheless, when it comes down to it, they avoid life. And Christ, who is life himself, therefore is hated by them. Well, that's it for this video, for part 1, just the intro. I agree with Christ and be at peace.